Alright folks, turn 71, and this is today's problem. The army of ghosts has moved down to Arcosafale, where they are laying siege to my fort, which is super unfortunate. I'm pursuing them with both of my thugs, Amaimon attacking the back, and Gazelle buffing and then charging into the front. Now, what I want to do, however, is make sure that we hold 3 turns here and then attack the rear. So, Gazelle, I'm going to call him Gazelle. I'm going to assume this is a female Troll King. This is Gazelle. So Gazelle will be Earth Power, Iron Will, Temper Flesh, Iron Skin, the usual suite, and then attacking closest with his 25% regen, Vine Shield, Thug Weapon, Hydra Skin, etc. All the real tough stuff. All the stuff that makes her very, very hard to kill. On Maimon, Phoenix Pyre, Fire Shield. Wait 3 turns to burn off some of that fatigue. A little bit of that fatigue, since Amaimon has no reinvigoration whatsoever, which is super unfortunate. And then he'll jump to the back, and he will hopefully do some real damage back there. He is regenerating, he has Awe and Fear, which is a great combination, and various resistances, poison resist. They're both highly poison resistant, so shouldn't cause any problems there. So hopefully they'll be able to cripple this army or destroy it. And if I lose the Heliophagus, oh well. These things happen. The important thing is just that I basically kill this army. Don't need to actually entirely kill it. Like, that would be cool, but not absolutely necessary. But I need to get close to killing it. Need to do some real damage, and in particular, I need to rout it. I don't have any actual troops over here, unfortunately, because I'm super short of money. I tried to cast Blood Vortex, and it failed, because Niflheim threw down Mother Oak really hard, and so my Blood Vortex was overwhelmed by these other various enchantments. So what I need to do is I need to take out Mother Oak, and possibly Gift of Health, but for that I'm going to need to wait for Astral Pearls to build up, and then probably do some alchemizing so I can drop a really big, big whack and dispel on people. So that will be for a few turns from here. I'm still reanimating skeletons, of which I have quite a number here. Of course, I mean, I have skeletons everywhere, of course, but I've got 52 skeletons there, 80 there, so about 132 right at the mo. More reanimations down that way, more reanimations up there. Gotta be reanimating another Mound King as well. I'm not hardly recruiting more mages at this point, just because I don't have the money. I literally don't have money at this point. But I'm going back to starting to forge more fires in a jar, since I can do that, and Girdle of might as well. Actually, that takes, yeah, Earth Gems I have in plenty. And so, we're doing okay. I need to take this out. And I need to take this out. And also, I'm in position to attack this and here pretty soon, but I don't, I'm still kind of considering where to go and what to do here. All these ladies that are researching, actually, could you just all please bind fiery imps instead? I could have them binding serpent fiends, but I don't feel like, or just binding. Some of them could bind regular fiends. Yeah, let's bind some. If you can bind fiends, why don't you bind fiends? You're binding fiend, so that would be you two. Could you please bind fiends instead? Because in this army we may be able to actually throw down darkness, because we've got Argator here. And Argator can darken things up for us. And fiends are super powerful in darkness. Because I think, yeah, I have darkness at this point. So yeah, so that'll be part of the plan there. So we're going to wait one more turn, build up some more imps and a few fiends. And then Argator is going to go. I can actually wait even longer than that, frankly, because Mictlan just took this province back, and so they can't have a fort ready to go in it yet. This is my Prophet Scout, who's going to be sneaking around. I'm actually going to sneak him up there, because that is less likely to be heavily patrolled. And we've got more Blood Slaves moving there. My Blood Hunting is a little bit crippled at the moment, but we're working on getting them back. Arimir is moving up as well. Yeah, we're doing okay. We're We're making progress, we're accomplishing things. We need to get rid of... If we can get rid of this army, then we'll be largely finished with the Ghost War for now, I think, and be able to kind of focus. He doesn't have anything like that size of army left over here. And we do still have the Seas of Ice, so we're in a good spot. Basically, time is still on our side at this point. The fly in the ointment is that the Cataclysm is expected in about another 12 or 13 turns. 13 turns, I believe. I think it's turn 84. So we're going to have to deal with that situation. But to be honest, I'm a little bit better prepared to deal with Cataclysm than most people because I have blood magic, so I can... Niflheim and I, who are the front runners right now, can both function okay under the Cataclysm. So, the problem is... Yeah, so I'm gonna wait a turn or two here. Pedosian is just kind of rampaging around in this area, keeping everything under lock and key. We've also got our army over here that is running around, causing a little bit of chaos. Let's push it up that way. Just to keep the ghosts honest. And in fact... Okay, so I'm more interested in winning the game at this point, which is why this army is hovering around here. If I was just interested in beating the ghosts, what I would actually do is push this army up through there to give us a second line of attack, and take one of these forts, take Baratos basically. I could siege Baratos down in 3 or 4 turns and then capture it. My only problem with that is I need to take the thrones, so you know that's how that goes. Yeah. So I think that's about the turn here. I'm casting Clockwork Horrors here. I've got quite a few Clockwork units over on this side, which normally I don't use, but I just needed some quick Earth Magic summons that are moving over towards Arcocephale. The goal here being to block off as many of the potential retreat paths as I can, which is only 3. He's going to be able to... I mean, he has this province. They'll probably take that province, so even if I beat this army with my thugs, they will have retreat lines, but I'm hoping that I can get something done. I can at least kill off a bunch of them and scatter the rest a little bit, so that I can mop them up. That would be ideal. So in any case, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in turn 72. Alright, turn 72. I'm not going to go over all the various Ghost War things that have happened this turn. There was fighting up here, we took this province back, moving off of Centania. Wraithlord moved up, we moved our army into this province to go fake towards Pzux, and then double down into Uzid Yazram. This army is moving out into Star Peaks, preparatory to attacking Javal Kish. I am sending all of my ladies with blood slaves with the army, and Argator has a bunch of death gems because he is going to cast darkness. So invulnerability, then darkness, then he will sleep for a while, and then if he wakes up he'll spam skeletons. Meanwhile, the Sabbath will be dropping Bloodlust to buff all my demons, Reinvigoration, Phoenix Power, and then spamming Conflagration, which will hopefully set all the enemy on fire, and won't hurt me, because my fiery imps are highly fire resistant. Also, these Fiends of Darkness, between the Bloodlust and the Dark Power, they are going to be mad strong. So they will be jumping into the back and wreaking havoc. The fiery imps don't have Dark Power, but they will get a Strength buff, which will increase the damage of their flames and their pitchforks. And of course, they also have the Fire Shield, which does a little bit of damage, so that'll be pretty neat. And with the Conflagration, everyone else will be on fire, and that should be good because I don't believe these guys have any fire resistance in their Bless. So they should be pretty vulnerable to being burned to death. More skeletons down here. We're just spamming skeletons. We're going to overwhelm this throne with skeletons, as you do. Down here, a Maimon is jumping down to join this army, and he is actually going to carry with him, because I do have Meliath in this army, so he is going to carry with him. I need more death gems than that, please. Alchemy, we need some, let's convert our water gems and our nature gems, I guess, and let's get some more death gems. And a Maimon is going to have 7 death gems. He'll jump down here, hand them off to Meliath, who will use them to cast darkness if she can. You need to be death 4 for darkness. Shit. Well, having death gems will be good anyway. We'll use the death gems for something. We'll do something with them. I'm also actually going to have a Maimon carry a bunch of blood slaves with him, because he is a fairly powerful blood mage, and even with no support, except for Athanaric here, you should be able to cast one of the buffs on my fiery imps as well. So we can do that. We can go take the thrones. Basically, I just want to kind of hold the ghosts at bay while I capture thrones, and I think I can definitely do that. Gisel, meanwhile, is going to keep chasing this army around. If he catches them, he can fight them to a draw. We've proven that before. With his poison resistance, his regeneration, all that good stuff, he can't effectively be killed by ghosts. And so he can fight their army to a draw pretty well. And that, of course, will cause all sorts of havoc and chaos and danger for them. Beyond that, Vithamurus here just needs to research for a moment. I actually want to, take those back. And you can cast... We're going to hold on to our gems for this turn. We're going to see if we want to throw down another Wizard's Tower somewhere. Because, of course, we are going to be taking this province next turn. And as soon as we do that, we'll want to throw down either a Wizard's Tower or a 3 red seconds in this province. Unfortunately, I lost my lab here to a random event. So Irminsul and these 3 guys are all going to move up to Marverni, where they can research and do lab things and forge and such. And Irminsul will be prepared to cast spells and to teleport over to either this throne or this throne in order to claim it. So we will make our big move to try and win the game real shortly here. This Citadel of Power, by the way, is fantastic. I love it. I'm not using it for anything, but I love it because Unrest here is sky high. I actually should move my Blood Hunters away. I should move them to Oak Beach. I'll need to build another lab there, though. Frustrating. Very, very frustrating. I'll probably just start blood hunting Marverni, to be fully honest. Like, I don't care at this point. At this point, I'm just blood hunting anywhere and everywhere. I'll move down and start blood hunting freaking Peacehaven. Pusswound is sitting here waiting because I'm going to be invading Mictlanese territory with him as well. We've got these guys moving down. Actually, I'm going to move these guys back to Peacehaven. Because what I want to do is I want to attack the Obsidian Waste first to ensure he can't get any use out of the Garnet Amazons there. And then we'll spread down here. We'll try to cut off Calum and just basically wreak as much havoc as we possibly can in order to keep his armies from doing anything effective. This looks like Mictlan is launching an invasion of Niflheim, which is fine and dandy. As far as I'm concerned, they can fight all day long. So that's the turn. We're moving around. I've got my vampires back. A bunch of my vampires just respawned. So they're moving down here in case these guys move in. They should be able to do a little bit of damage. We are sending Hollow and Deathgrip down here. I may well actually fort Traveler's Rest with a Wizard's Tower or a 3 red seconds, whichever is more effective and available earlier. I got this guy, this Falco the High Priest, in a random event. He brought a bunch of militia with him, and I said, great, free patrollers. So I can move them up. Actually, I can move them up to Redbud Grove. Well, it's down to 4,000 population anyway. So I don't really want to be blood hunting it too hard anymore. I can maybe start blood hunting High Peaks. Or something. Or I could send it down to, Arcocephali can be blood hunted for a good long time. Let's do that. Yeah, that will destroy my income, but I don't care. I don't have income at this point anyway. My income is Earth Gems and Death Gems and Astral Pearls. So that's where we're at, and I think we'll be pretty good. I think we're doing well. Pedosian is moving back to Marverni as well, where he will blood feast in order to get rid of his afflictions, and particularly the chest wound and his, well, actually. To be honest, these afflictions barely bother him. It's only the never-healing wound that's kind of an irritant. And that is hard to blood feast away, but he can try. Yeah, actually thinking about it, there's actually no reason for him to do this. Just move back there and keep holding Centania under siege. Like, why not? Why not just keep them here? There's no harm in it at all. If he builds up any real crippling ones, like blindness or something, then I'll move him back. But for now, whatever. Who cares? So yeah, that is the plan. No, do not do that. Don't do it. We need more skeletons before we go in there. I'm going to build up skeletons, and then I'm going to take all my sages in a big communion, go in here and crash the party. Research-wise, we're actually really close to the end of research in general. Unraveling. Ghosts, I believe, are not magic beings, unfortunately, but I could go down thaumaturgy further to get Stygian Paths and Master Enslave. I have Plague and I have Vortex of Returning, which are good, and I have Enslave Mind. Does Blood Magic level 9 have anything I need? Yes. It has Infernal Crusade, which would be a pretty good spell. And it also has... That's about it, to be honest. Yeah, I don't really care about Blood 9. I already have Alteration 9. Evocation. Evocation 7 has Firestorm, Rain of Stones, Wind of Death. I can't really use that. Pillar of Fire I can definitely use. Yeah, let's go Evo 8, actually. Let's do that. That'll take a couple of turns there. And I think that'll be it for this turn. So thanks for watching. I'll see you all in turn 73. Alright, Accidental Ascension, turn 74. I missed turn 73 again, apparently, because I'm dumb. So, to recap what happened there, we continued to dance around with the ghosts. Their army has returned to Cradle of Life and is once again attempting to assault us, rudely, and we launched our attack on Mechtlin. Now, Niflheim actually contacted me last turn, asking me about joining forces against Mechtlin, and I was like, haha, I'm already attacking Mechtlin, you're late. So, we're doing that. We have launched our army into Uzid Yazrin, breaking the fort, and we attacked Javal Kish, conquering the place. We can take a look at those battles here. So first of all, let's look at Javal Kish. So we've got our Wraith Lord, Argator, up here with the Skull Staff and Death 4 ready to cast Darkness. We've got our little Sabbath in the back and our Fiends of Darkness. And up front we have all of our Fiery Imps. So, on the other side we've got a whole bunch of Jaguar Warriors. We hurl fire at them, and then it becomes dark. In the dark, Jaguar Warriors suck, because darkness gives them -6 to everything. Yay, darkness, and it doesn't hurt Fiery Imps one little teeny tiny itsy bitsy bit. So, unfortunately, the Fiends of Darkness drop in on them instead of on the High Priest of the Sun, who's back here. If they'd killed him, that would have ended the battle instantly. Also, unfortunately, so we get the conflagrations off, they set a whole bunch of Jaguar Warriors on fire. That's all well and good. Now, here's the problem. Now, we've also got Bloodlust, so our demons are up to Strength 12, also well and good. They're casting more conflagrations. Smiting Demon, conflagration. All fine, everything's going until they cast Bloodletting. Why do they do this? There's no reason to do it. They just cast Bloodletting, which deals a little bit of armor negating damage to everyone. And it hits Argator and mutes him. I'm so angry about that. I'm so upset. They cast Bloodletting off script for no reason, and they mute my Wraith Lord. Accomplishing nothing. Nothing. It doesn't even kill the guy. They were doing it to hit him, and there's no reason they should do that. And then they do it again. Sometimes I hate Dominions. So, net result, we win the battle, but we lose 57 of our Fiery Imps, all of our Fiends, one of our Sorceresses, and our Wraith Lord is muted for no reason. So, the end result of all this is Argator cannot cast Darkness again. So that's great. We're casting Wizard's Tower onto the province, and that should, I believe rituals should go off before moves and battles, so the fort should spring up before this army can counterattack. This army will wipe me out without Darkness and without any Blood Slaves or anything, and without a Wraith Lord who can cast spells. I'm upset. In any case, I am teleporting Irminsul, carrying a whole bunch of Blood Slaves into the province, so just in case it doesn't work out the way I want it to, we will still have Blood Slaves. So we're going to move all of our ladies up here, because remember, Blood Mages can use any Blood Slave that is near them, not just Blood Slaves they themselves have. So, Argator... Oh, that's right, it doesn't show him as being there because he's teleporting. Well, why shouldn't it... Why doesn't Y show teleporters? That's irritating and dumb. Both of those things. But he's positioned roughly right, so he should be fine. We're being besieged by Sathmog the Wraith Lord. We're breaking siege with a Vampire Lord that we just summoned and a bunch of mages. Down here, we're just holding on, keeping on, keeping on. I don't have enough money to recruit literally any mages, but that's okay. We are entering the end game. Over here, I am reanimating and reviving kings, getting a whole bunch more skelly men for the skeleton horde, the skeleton party that we're getting ready to hold. We are going to throw a crazy great big skeleton bash, and it'll be a good old time. Like literally, I am just going to drive approximately 1 million skeletons into this province and overwhelm them with sheer skeleton numbers. that is the entirety of my plan there. I'm just like, I feel like skeletons are really what's necessary here. I'll throw some buffs down them. I'll probably send an earth mage in to cast like with some earth boots, because I've got several pairs of earth boots that I've forged, so I'm just going to give everybody earth boots now. I'll send in a couple of earth mages, and I'll just throw earth like marble warriors. In fact, I could do that this turn, because I've got 240 skeletons here. We just set you to hold, stay behind troops. You all hold and attack closest. Hold and attack closest. And you can hold and attack closest. Hold and attack closest. And then we will take, because I've still got 5 earth gems. I've scripted a very large number of earth gems this turn. We will take Trostery, and we will have him cast earth power. And then Army of Lead. And we will give him some earth gems in order to do that. 1, 2, 3. Army of Lead is 300 fatigue, but I think it only costs earth 4, so we'll be down to 150. We'll give him 4 gems. Why not? And then just have him cast spells. He can kind of stand up here with them. And all of this is just centaurs, vine ogres, and heavy infantry, so I think 240 skeletons with Army of Lead on them will be able to manage, because with Army of Lead, these skeletons will have a protection of 28, 30, something like that. I'm not doing the math, just roughly. It will be very high. Very, very high. It'll be great. Could also send the Communion to Soul Slay and stuff. In fact, I have a ton of Astral Pearls, so I could have them cast pretty much any astral spell I want. And that's sort of my, that is sort of my trump card in my back pocket, because I can cast, like, Will of the Fates and Arcane Domination and stuff like that if I set up a big enough Communion. And that reminds me, I actually have a guy that I empowered in Astral. I don't remember if I did this last turn or the turn before. Yeah, Gerulf, you can forge. Where is it? You're too low level to forge the Crystal Coin or the Starshine Skullcap, so I need to empower you again. Yep, empower in Astral, there you go. That'll be another 30 pearls, but I'm getting 12 a month, so I don't care. Down here, we're also breaking siege with Vithirimus, with some dudes, and he is going to cast Marble Warriors, which will be fine. Actually, I could have him cast Army of Gold on them as well, but I just don't really need to. This is just scouts. They might send in a few specters, but Marble Warriors will, I think, be enough, since he's right up here with them. So these guys will just charge in and die. These ladies will get Marble Warriors on them. That'll kick their protection up into the 20s, and they'll be fine. And then he can use his gems for... He might have 1 gem left, so he might summon an elemental or something. Over here, I'm also breaking the siege, and this is kind of going to be the big one. So, we're breaking the siege. We're moving in all these guys. Antima, Sigaric. We're also moving in 4 more vampires, and 1 more vampire there. Heartless. Heartless, you should also move in. So 6 vampires all told. Breaking the siege with a couple with 3 high-level geared up earth mages. Let's give you some boots. So you'll be earth level 3, and you can power yourself up to 4, plus some swarmers. So we've got 3 guys swarming. We're dropping Army of Lead. We are dropping Break Siege. We're summoning a whole bunch of Earth Elementals. We're casting Serpent's Blessing to make everyone resistant to poison, and then Howl with Erkenwald. It is going to be a good old time. I think before Howl, I might cast Strength of Gaia. Yeah, cast Strength of Gaia and then Howl. Although, because Serpent's Blessing will knock him out for a little while. Because it takes 4, and its fatigue costs 100. That won't actually knock him out for that long. He should pretty much wake up right away. So we can, yeah, Strength of Gaia, and then Howl will take 3 rounds. So yeah, Howl. And he's got enough nature gems to pull that off. So basically, he's going to push himself up to nature level 4 in order to cast Serpent's Blessing, take a brief nap. He does have some reinvigoration from his Girdle of Might, so that'll be fine. Then he'll wake up, Gaia's Blessing to push himself up to nature 4, and then he'll Howl. And that will help as well, because then the wolves will be coming from all directions, and they will muck up. Well, that won't be in time to muck up scripting is the thing. It'll still provide a distraction, so that'll be fine. And then, as we saw here, so Hollow was attacking rear with his Thug gear. He has Heroic Toughness, which for some reason only pushes his hit points up to 10, which is kind of hilarious. Bessa is casting Rain of Stones. Now, Rain of Stones takes 200% cast time, Earth Power takes 100%. Army of Lead also takes 200% cast time, so it will be RNG whether Rain of Stones goes off before Army of Lead or Army of Lead goes off before Rain of Stones. But in any case, the Army of Lead will basically make it so that I don't care about Rain of Stones. Rain of Stones does a whole bunch of low damage hits to the head, primarily, over random selection of the battlefield. With Army of Lead, all my guys will have Nat Prot 20, and all my mages also wear helmets. So this isn't going to bother me at all. However, Ghosts have Prot 0. They are ethereal, so they ignore 75% of hits, but they don't have any actual protection, so they will take hits to the head. Also, hits to the head on mages can interrupt spellcasting, and none of his mages wear helmets, so it might work on him. And my ogres have protection, and all of my troops, or most of my troops, also either have helmets or have natural protection. Now, I don't actually have hardly any troops coming out with this army, or rather, I've got statues, I've got trolls, and I've got some shield maidens up there, plus I've got some troll moose riders, and then some more of these guys in the back. I'm casting Swarm a whole bunch of times, and I'm also throwing down Living Earth from Draga, so we'll throw them down right here to kind of support the weakest part of the battle line. You are Army of Lead, your Rain of Stones, and then after that, why don't you just Living Earth? This guy here, Sigaric is also scripted to cast Army of Lead. The reason I'm doing that is because he won't do it if someone else has already cast it, but I'm having him scripted to do that because he's coming in with this army, and this army, if they move in this direction, could get intercepted. If he casts Army of Lead, then these Long Dead will be very tough and will be able to actually chew through some of the enemy in the time it'll take for him to die of poison. And Antema will not die of poison, because he is poison resistant 25 as an undead. And so with Army of Lead active, this army will actually inflict some damage, which is good for me because I don't care about this army. I mean, even if I lose Sigaric, I should set Sigaric to retreat after he's done with all his spells, to be honest. Just in case, but it won't destroy the leadership at all. But basically, losing this army costs me almost nothing. So if they inflict any casualties whatsoever, that's fine. I do have another huge pile of ghosts coming in. Getting a little tired of all these huge piles of ghosts, but, you know, you can only do what you can. Like what else are you gonna do, right? Am I right? What else are you gonna do? So, that is basically the turn. I'm casting 3 red seconds here, which will throw up an enchanted citadel that will force them to siege that if they want to take this province, and that'll be fine, that will help. I'm also, of course, as I said, casting Wizard's Tower here, so I'm popping up 2 extra instant forts this turn. I am storming this castle, and so I will also be taking the Inner Throne, which gets me some Blood Slaves and Earth Gems, of all the things that I need more of. And then the Golden Throne down here gets me money, which will be great because my money situation is garbage right now. Like, I barely have enough money per turn to pay my troops. And I don't hardly have any troops. I'm leaning primarily on summons. I think, to be honest, the most expensive part of my the trolls that I've summoned with my Troll Kings are definitely the most expensive part of everything. Speaking of Troll Kings, Gizel is moving up here, and Amaimon is moving over here, and that is to intercept parts of this army if they retreat, or if they split off little groups to try and secure a retreat, line of retreat, which he's done before. What I want is to maximize the number of provinces that he cannot retreat to, rather. So this province has the vampires moving in, this province has these troops moving in, this province is going to have a Troll King thug, and this province will have a Heliophagus thug. Unfortunately, apparently last turn, I didn't finish my orders for last turn, which is why I didn't get it recorded. And one of the orders I didn't finish was I didn't actually take the Death Gems and Blood Slaves off of Amaimon. I should have given all those Death Gems to Meliath and Ina so that they could do useful things with them, but I didn't do that, so never mind. That was a serious mistake, and if Amaimon dies, he'll take a whole bunch of gems with him, but he's pretty tough. I don't think he'll die. If this whole army came for him, he might die, but with the ability to hop to the back, the fear and the awe, and the regeneration, I think he'll be alright. He's a not fatigue neutral, which is honestly my my biggest worry. And also there won't be any darkness, which is unfortunate. But we're going to break that siege. We're researching down here. These guys are all going to attack into Mictlan, actually, just to sort of keep them worried. Gonna hold an attack closest, hold an attack closest. These guys just need to attack. Yeah, actually we just need to attack closest because we need to follow the clockwork dudes in as quickly as possible. So we've got all that going on. You are Summon Earth Power Marble Warriors. What I want is I want you to have a pair of Earth Boots. Who's wearing Earth Boots right now who doesn't need them? Rodic. You should have boots. And that is so you can cast Summon Earth Power. You're doing Legions of Steel, that's fine, but instead of Marble Warriors, you should do Army of... Well, actually, this battle you won't need that. So just, like, why don't we just throw some generic buffs for now? Don't need Marble Warriors. How about Strength of Giants instead? Yeah, just cast Strength of Giants a bunch of times. You're staying behind troops. You can cast... What was my... I don't have an Earth buff script saved. Damn, I thought I did. Summon Earth Power, cast... Yeah, let's do... Where is Construction? Legions of Steel. You're doing Strength of Giants, you're doing Strength of Giants, you're doing Legions of Steel. Great. You... Yeah, that'll be fine. So you're down there, you're up there, you're down here. So you'll be dropping Legions of Steel on them. Nah, drop Legions of Steel on the ladies up here who deserve it more. Okay, that'll be great. So that army will move in here to put pressure on Calum, and they'll have a good bit of siege strength, so they might actually be able to chew the place down pretty quickly in a couple of turns. And that will keep Mictlan distracted and prevent him from being able to focus entirely on this or on this. Although up here, he doesn't have any troops in this area anyway. So we should be fine. So that is turn 74. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in turn 75, assuming I don't forget to finish the turn again.